Welcome back, horrified onlookers. The dice taketh, and the dice giveth. Although I should have said that backwards. But we do have our contract score nuked back to -5 after the fiasco that was our last mission. Um, Fiasco entirely on our allies' part, but what can you do? Now we've got two more that we have to deal with today. A stand-up and a hold the line. Think I'm just going to take them directly in order. Our first one is Big Sky Lance. Let's see what we have to deal with. Well, at least for this one, I guess that our Lyran allies were trying to pick and choose their fights, because they've sent a pair of Griffins. These are both medium mechs that have I want to say they've got a pretty balanced loadout. We'll double check once we actually get into the fight menu. I should pretty much do Honestly, I should do more analysis there. You can see more information. Well, and it looks like, okay, no, they're just fucking cowards. That last match that we had a lot of heavy enemy mech contact on, they sent a pair of buckets. Here, with a Bulldog, an AC-2 carrier, a Manticore, and another Bulldog, and reinforcement of a light wing, and they're like, oh fuck, send the mediums. That's what we want to fight. These Lyrans, man, they're just fucking up all the time. It's really bad. Anyway, our fight is in a light urban, town ruin, decently sized map, dusk to dawn with a torrential downpour. Not a fan of torrential downpour. That's going to cause me more problems than it's going to cause them, because tanks don't have a lot of problem with moving and controlling. Mechs do. Not to mention the torrential downpour is going to fuck up my missile weapons, and I've got some of those, I'm pretty sure. On Big Sky, yeah, Big Sky has Wolverine and her SRMs. It's got Hog and his trebuchet. Wolverine's arm's still fucked up. We decided not to chop it off and go for the repair, because if we fuck it up, you can't field a mech that has a totally missing part. Injured, sure. But if it's missing an arm or missing a leg or anything like that, you can't field it. They won't let you. It's against union rules. So we could have ended up in a situation where her mech would have been unavailable. Instead, we'll just take the damage that we take on this one, and then probably incorporate repairing that arm into it. Maybe we can see if we can make the enemy favor damage on that arm. We're getting rid of it anyway. But LRM on the Shadowhawk, Hermes has nothing that would have been affected by that. But in general, it's a bad scene. I'd prefer a different kind of weather. So let's see if I keep forgetting exactly what my tabs are. Let's see if my leader for this group, which I believe is Sassy, can get me slightly better weather. Yeah, clear day. So, this is a stand-up. We've got to destroy 50% of the enemy forces, keep more than 50% of ours operational. If we knock out 2 of theirs before reinforcements come, we win. Here's my Scrooge McDuck impression again. Because the problem is, the real loot on this mission comes in later. The Firestarter, the Hermes, 2 Locusts, well, okay, fuck the Locusts, but the Firestarter and Hermes are light mechs, but they're decent light mechs. They're light mechs that are worth a little bit of scratch. If we can hold off on destroying 2 of these before turn 6, we'd get a more target-rich environment to potentially loot. And I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty eager to do some looting right now. We're way down on this salvage, and if I'm being honest at this point, salvage is the only thing we're going to get off of this contract. We're going to make some money. They had to pay us, but we're going to fail it because they're like, I got too many of my mechs blown up. It certainly had nothing to do with the fact that I was fielding oil drums on legs. And then we're going to get a bad rep until someone actually looks at the records that I am meticulously taking. And then they're like, oh, geez, those Lyrans, they've got some extra chromosomes in the wrong places. So anyway, let's go take a look at the big sheet, face the bings, and then face the music. Let's get started. I don't know, man. Kooky plans have failed me in the past. I have gotten greedy before, and it has gotten me in trouble. And I've got no control over these two fuckwits who I'm sure will just go and ruin my plans by actually being effective this time. God damn it. AC2 carrier, 60 tons. Carrier usually means that they are lightly armored but packing a shitload of stuff. What do you actually have? Well, boy howdy. You've pretty much just got 5 AC2s on a front mount. So you just got 5 AC2s that are strapped to the top of you, kind of like a what the hell is that Russian missile tank, except that it's with just fucking autocannons. Well, you're certainly a plink master, and I would not want to have to face you from terribly far range. The Bulldogs we're familiar with. These are things that we've fought before. They've got 2 SRM-4s, 2 AC-2s, and a machine gun up front. This Manticore, just taking a look at its picture, I'm betting that we've got a machine gun. I'd say that that's probably an AC-10. And what's this? I'm going to bet an LRM-10 on it. Let's see how cool, see how close I am. Ho, I was way off. Damn. Okay, so does not actually have a machine gun on it. I was right on the LRM-10. You give me some credit, but that cannon is actually a PPC. That is kind of scary. We don't want to underestimate that because 10 damage at a pop is never something to sneeze at, and the fact that it can do that constantly and at decent range. The SRM-6 and LRM-10 mean that it's pretty much got a wide range of engagement ranges, and the medium laser is just a general all-around good. I guess that's what this is. It's a medium laser. But these are all heavy tanks. They're the lightest end of heavy tanks, but they're still heavy tanks. So, uh, but we still significantly outton them since they're so easy to crit. Probably I'll focus if I'm taking this seriously and uh my friendly Griffin. Okay, true facts. True facts. If the Griffins decide to be little bitches and just kind of hide with their, that's not right. If they decide to be little bitches and just kind of hide in the woods with their PPCs and LRM-10s, wow, you're kind of a ripoff of a Shadowhawk, aren't you? Yeah. Anyway, decide to hide in the woods with their PPCs and just kind of not go and charge balls out at the enemy tanks. I'm just going to sit there. I am going to let these tanks advance, come at their own speed, and wait for these reinforcements to deploy around round 6 so that I can potentially gain some better value off of this mission. If these chuckle fucks go and get themselves in trouble, then we'll fucking bail them out and make sure that we don't lose more rep with our employer. Not that it matters at this point, but I'm not going to let them blow up their own mechs out of spite. That's just not the kind of people we are. We're fucking professionals. Let's get on the ground. Deployment, pretty widespread. Pretty widespread. This was a light urban map, so we will see this little building structure here. Height 2 on all of this, height 3 over here. So a little bit of blockage. The Griffin's taken one of the only good pieces of cover. Fuck you, buddy. But we'll just go over here, enjoy our own cover. We're the cool kids. We're taking that cover over there. Enemy Bulldog. We'll put our Shadowhawk also to go into the woods. Let's see here. If we go like right here, we'd end up in the heavy cover. And since the Shadowhawk is my sniper, I'm just going to kind of park it here and leave it. This map might be too small for me to really engage my just wait for 6 turns plan. We might be forced to destroy the enemy because they make assholes of themselves. What can you do? What can you do? The enemy decided to send their more disposable units first. Wolverine's going into that cover. Shadowhawk into that cover. Trebuchet can go into this cover. We'll just go ahead and back him up because he can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do this and it's a walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And lastly, our Hermes 2. Hermes, I'm a little tempted to try to just kind of stick you up into this height 3 stuff that they wouldn't be able to shoot around. And then whenever they get close, you can kind of kite them around, maybe disrupt them. And I think that's what we're going to do with you. After all, you are an excellent pilot, and you have the best chance of being able to fuck about in this rubble while the enemies can't. So we've got once again, because we've got Dizzy on our team, our checks are excellent. The enemy just can't compare. So we're going to see all of their movement first, and then respond in kind to it. Well, that's hard to argue with. They just kind of moved up. We can just kind of move up too. All the movements I was planning on making. Griffin's charging, balls out, but he still can't see anything and nothing can see him, so we're still safe in that regard. And over here, embed deep into these woods. No firing's going to take place this turn. No one can see anything. Pretty much we've got a town between us, so we did manage to soak one round. Once again, they're going to have to move all their shit first. And fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you forever. Fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves, you fucks. Okay. Griffin has said, I've always wanted to commit Sudoku, and he's now found his opportunity. We are now officially forced to engage. Now, problem is, how? We're still not going to have great engagement lines on these guys for another round, because he kind of took the middle territory that we could have possibly used. No, that's fine. Could have possibly used. And kind of moving around the edges isn't going to get us much. I suppose we do have... I don't know. Do we have a shot from here? No, we absolutely do not. He has jumped into the one available position where every enemy can shoot at you and your allies can't help. So we'll just be slowly taking our time getting to engage the enemy. Just lightly meandering into a delightful position where future turns we can assist. Yeah, you've got that. Yeah, thank you for not proving me wrong. We're just going to slowly meander our way to victory. Just a slow and steady build-up to an opportunity to aid those less fortunate than us, because they were born without brains. It's a tragic condition. It afflicts Lyrans the most. You really had to just run it close there, Dizzy, didn't you? Just had to give me a heart attack. Alright, whatever. We've got no shots. We could start punching these buildings. It would make me feel slightly better. I want to feel slightly better. I'm going to shoot these buildings. No, we're professionals. We shouldn't shoot civilian buildings. We're not gonna go that low. Okay, well, at the very least, his wild jump was unexpected by everybody. AC2s, AC2s, SRM4s, only one SRM4 hits, and only 2 of those missiles hit. And then just a bunch of more whiffing by both him and them. You dumb fucker, you are a sniper mech. You have a PPC and an LRM-10. Your job is to hang behind. The salt is strong with this one. Okay, Cold Chill, we're not going to lose this mission. That I'm pretty damn certain of. Good roll, Bulldog Tank. Bad roll, Sassy. But, at least the Allies did worse. So let's see where most of their guys move. That one Bulldog is going to be an X factor for specifically our Wolverine. But a quick turn around the corner gets us eyes on a Bulldog, who either has to back up into woods or advance forward, and would be able to be seen by me. So his choice, I don't think I'm going to like turn and run on pavement. I just don't see any reason to do that. So we'll just lightly meander around this turn. He decided to park right there, so that means he's going to be seen by me. My Hermes. Unfortunately, one problem with this rubble is that it does restrict his movement pretty significantly, but what he can do, since all of the enemies have moved, is kind of tuck up into this corner, and then on a future turn, he'll be able to burst out, run far to these trees, and get flanks on a lot of guys. Now that's a stupid. Actually, that's not that stupid, especially if these guys stay parked. The PPCs and AC2s both have the problem of, at shorter ranges, their shots are worse because they've got a minimum distance. And that applies to all of these things. So we probably could, in fact, even be a worse target for them to take because we can present more likely shots downrange. So we'll go and hide the Hermes there this turn. As for the Shadowhawk, Shadowhawk's not going to be able to see anything there. And over here is a pilot check that we could probably make, but wouldn't be able to see anything anyway. Here's a pilot check we could also probably make and would land me on the Bulldog. What's your jump jet? 1, 2, 3, 4? It's going to mess with your shot a little bit, but... Oh, actually... Can't you do it like that? Can't you not jump, 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 jump? I don't understand what you're doing. Construction factor 10 will not support us. This is essentially a cardboard shack. If you jump over here... What are you doing? Why are you not able to get the last jump distance? Jump, 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 jump. Oh, you only have jump 3. Duh, what am I thinking? Ah, right. I was getting it confused with the Wolverine. Buh. Duh, 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 duh. Duh. How's your piloting? 5? You'd probably be able to make that turn on the pavement, but why? Especially when you can just kind of scoot up here, and then you've got a perfectly fine shot on the Bulldog and AC2 over here. I mean, you've got good range on that PPC, right? A torso twist would put them at medium. Honestly, that's not great, but instead you could just go here, and we'll turn this into a run. That moves you plenty of distance to get penalties and puts them in short range. So yeah, we'll take that. You'll be exposing yourself to some fire, but fuck it. We've got to at some point. I think a similar strategy sounds good for my trebuchet. Those LRM, that would put it, yes, just right in the sweet spot of those LRM 15s. And that can really do some work. And good job. At least, there are fewer people that can target you now. So anyway, over here, we're going to lay some fire down on this Bulldog. Since it's in mediums for everything we do, may as well just take the old razzle dazzle and give him a medium, medium, and then crit search with an SRM6. We could probably even afford the large laser. That would put us up to, what, 19? Would be at 5 heat. 5 heat is -1 movement points, but I kind of don't think that movement's going to be a huge deal during this turn, or during this map, because everything's kind of just clustered here. Chasing these guys down is not going to be hard. So I think I'll take that. I will go ahead and take a large laser for some armor stripping, 2 mediums for some further armor stripping, and an SRM6 to, to try to crit proc. Over here, you are still just getting in position. Over here, let's take our shots on the AC2 carrier. It's more likely to just up and fucking die, and I've decided I want this mission over with. On the other hand, the Bulldog would be easier to take out. No, fuck it. I want it to die. I want this mission over with. I want another win under my belt. So, foosh foosh. We'll just go for... What we will do is we'll split our fire, go for a double. Medium laser isn't likely to hit, but just a pair of LRM-15s will do some potential crit procking and see if we can't knock out both of these suckers in one go. So what do? Enemy Bulldog fires at Allied Griffin. Not surprising. AC2 hits on an unlikely roll, but Machine Gun hits on a perfectly likely roll, and the SRM4s miss on a pretty likely roll. But, you know, that was roughly 54% for each of these, so a miss and a hit makes sense for 54%. AC2 Carrier misses across the board with its AC2s because of our fast-moving Shadowhawk. You can go straight to hell, sir. And our Allied Griffin botches his PPC shot and his LRM-10 shot. Then we show off our abilities. Sassy in her Wolverine manages to land that large laser on the tank, critically hits through armor, and stuns the crew. Follows up with another medium laser that stuns the crew again. Follows up with an SRM-6 that pops it and finally manages to find the fucking fuel tank, blow it up, and engine is immobile. Well, did not blow up the fuel tank. That's actually a specific critical, and it causes a giant fucking fireball. But managed to land right on the engine, destroyed the engine, thing's immobile. We get to take it home or trade it in for more salvage rights down the way, which I actually do need to check what my future contact is for knowing whether I want to take this salvage or not. Enemy Bulldog fires its AC2 at my Wolverine, and both of its SRM4s, lands all of it, but the Wolverine's tough. It is a tough medium. It can take that kind of heat, and more. Over here, Mr. PPC shot, of course, but hit with the LRM shot, of course. I had forgotten that Small is actually allergic to PPCs, but is pretty good with LRMs. Manages to have the AC2's carrier's movement, but that will not take it out of the fight. Meanwhile, the Trebuchet manages to hit that Bulldog on its left side for 10 damage. Let's see here. Oh wait, no, we missed both of these. This is the other Griffin, actually managed to land a PPC onto that Bulldog that I think we softened up earlier. Yeah, I think this is the one that we just softened up with Sassy, which rendered it immobile, but also just plain destroyed it. So that is 2 enemy vehicles that are going to be out of the fight. We aren't going to declare any physical attacks. They're going to take 7s on their kicking. Fuck you, you dumb bitches. But what this does mean is we are effectively done with this. It's all over but the crying, because well, hang on a moment. So this is the Bulldog that was destroyed. I thought one of these guys had a destroyed engine. Oh, right. We destroyed the engine. You dirty fuckwit. I had already taken that thing out. That you didn't even... Ugh. Ugh. Disdain for plebs. Anyways, so that means we do still need to take out another enemy. Since these guys have a lot of long-range weapons, and I don't have a lot of cover, my best defense is just moving fast, moving a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to give me a +2 to hit me. Getting close is going to give them penalties on their short-range weapons. This guy, unfortunately, will be at excellent range. Can't do a lot about that, unfortunately. I just got to kind of close up on him and hope that his PPC doesn't hit anything particularly sensitive. Every one of these mechs should be able to take a headshot. Worst case scenario. The Hermes, I'm going to go ahead and put him on the plan that I had last turn. Or I'm going to try to, at least. What's the problem, buddy? There you go. He's going to be able to loop through these woods and get some back shots on this Manticore. Zoop. My Trebuchet, mostly I just need to maneuver it enough to be able to get some good shots, but also be able to keep maneuvering. So maybe I could do that just by sort of wiggling around here. And that gets me a fair amount of movement, and also good shots on this bulldog. So, whoop. My Wolverine is capable of doing a fair amount if I can get her close in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She could actually jump into kicking position on this Manticore and keep it off balance. Can you actually run that? No, absolutely not. Too much trouble. But let's go ahead and jump and see if you can show off your excellent skills at being a jump jetting badass, Sassy. Zoop. Alright, so this bulldog is a little close in, but we can take another shot at that AC-2 carrier that dared to live. Gets a pretty excellent shot on it, and maybe take it the fug out. Quick check on that thing. What's its armor? It's got 9 armor on the side and 6 armor. So actually, a shot on its side, even with a PPC, will not take it out outright. We would need to follow it up with something in order to take that fucker down. But we can soften it up, and we're not going to find any easier targets on this field. So we'll go ahead and take the PPC shot on this guy. Fire, and the LRM 5, why the fuck not? Over here, Hermes has some excellent shots, and I think I'm just going to let him savage this AC-2 carrier as well. Well, actually, no. Looking at what he has on hand, that Manticore has, if I'm remembering correctly, hideously thick armor on all fucking sides. We do need to put some strip on that guy if we're going to have any chance of. Well, honestly, we don't need to put strip on him. We just need to crit proc him a bunch, just all over his ass. Specifically, his ass. Right in his ass. We'll go ahead and toss a AC-5 in there, even at the shortest range. Dizzy is an excellent crack shot with that AC-5. Put a medium laser in there, and then put a flamer in there, just for good measure. Let's see here. 7's over here, or 9's on him. Yeah, definitely take the 7's. Put your LRM-15s downrange. This is your job. That's going to overheat you to 4, but 4's fine. There's no penalties at 4. It just means that you'll have to probably take it easy next turn. And lastly here, we'll go ahead and focus on the Manticore. We overheated significantly last turn, so we will be saving a bit of heat this turn. Probably just do medium laser SRM-6 and see if we can't crit proc this guy into the ground. And then we can step on him twice. I'm looking forward to that. It should be cathartic. So, how do we do? Manticore whiffs entirely. That's what I like to see. He was trying to take shots at super close range and missed, and then he had some actually decent shots and missed them also. AC-2 carrier, however, has gotten a bead on my trebuchet and is just pounding away. Center torso, right leg, left leg. Dang, dang, dang. Fortunately, trebuchet is an okay armored mech, just not on its arms, but can take a bit of that kind of punishment. Bulldog whiffs, 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 but manages to land its SRM-4 on my Wolverine. She's probably... No, hasn't taken any damage up to this point. Friendly Griffin fires at the AC-2 carrier, manages to hit into its internal structure, and stuns its crew. We then follow up, actually proving that maybe she's just allergic to the PPC at long ranges. She manages to land it right on that left side that our ally just stripped. Get that thing in there. It blows the hell out of it, destroys it by damage, and we are effectively done with this mission because there are 2 dead tanks on the field. Let's see. We've been putting some shots on the Manticore to see if we can't crit it into place. Zaps on its rear, zaps on its rear, right rear, right rear, or actually just rear, 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 because they don't have a right or left rear. That's just on their ass. Zap, 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 right up his butt. Trebuchet manages to fire some stuff. And then we immobilize that Wolverine. Ha 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 ha. Ha, that's coming home. That is coming home. And blown up somewhere under here. That is slash victory. Our turn to declare physical attacks. The only thing that we could really attack is this Manticore, and it's already perfect as far as I'm concerned. So I don't plan on declaring anything. Looks like my ally is going to kick that Bulldog, and I'm okay with that. Maybe he can immobilize it. Who fuck knows? Well, he bonks it in the butt, but that won't stop it. But that is all victory conditions. So what went right? What went right is we severely overturned the enemy, and then it was just a fucking shit show because we have once again deployed our weakest units against their strongest and our strongest units against their weakest. We're kind of following a reverse Sun Tzu, because if we followed Sun Tzu, then wait, no, that's the Capellans. They're the more Chinese ones. These guys are the Japanese ones. Well, well, then why are we avoiding Sun Tzu? Did you get them mixed up? Did you fucking get them mixed up? You're an idiot and a racist, Lyran Commander. Whoa, holy shit. I cannot believe what I am hearing. Just just fucking out. Now I do need to go and reference my upcoming battle real quick. I guess I could have done this off tape, but you guys can tag along for the okay. Thunderbolt heavy, Jaegermech heavy, Manticore Galleon Striker Harasser Pegasus. Nothing much there. Reinforcements come in with a Panther and a Locust, which might not be bad to take. And that's with Central, my big group, the all stars, the kings of the battlefield. Hmm. Now, problem what we do have: destroy half the enemy units while having less than 1/3 of your own. We've got 1/3 is going to be out of 6 units is 2. Once again, we're at the situation where our two. Oh, but fuck you very much. Okay, uh, I'll cover what I'm giggling to myself about next turn. Stay tuned. It's coming right up. Stay tuned.